If you're considering starting a YouTube channel, or if you already started one that you're wanting to grow, or if you just have interest in this topic, then this video is for you. Now, anyone can start a YouTube channel, but not everyone can sustain it. There is a lot more that goes into it than most people think. So if you fall under any of the previously mentioned categories, I recommend that you watch this video until the very end and then decide if you think it's going to be right for you, because I'm about to be very real here. This channel has grown with almost 250,000 subscribers in about 8 months. I have been doing this longer than that, but that's when I started uploading consistently, and that's when it took off. I did have a few hundred subscribers before that, and I'm about to share with you some of the things that I have learned on the way here. And the reason I want to do this video in the first place is because I've never been happier doing anything else in my life. And I think doing this kind of saved me in a way, as dramatic as that sounds. And I just want anyone who considers to do this not to let this opportunity slip right through their fingers. This video is also a good opportunity for you to promote your channel, but we will get to that later. Now, I would like to split this video into 6 parts. It's going to be a big one, but it's going to be very easy to follow and absorb. You might want to take notes. I'm going to be looking at my notes here on my computer. Now, the 6 parts are the following: getting started, what gear to use, growing an audience, making money, mental health, and some final words. Now let's start with getting started, and I would like to split that one into timing, time, and fear. I would like to start by debunking some of the excuses that you might have for why you're not starting a YouTube channel, or why you are not pursuing your YouTube channel the way you could or should. And I do want to say that a YouTube channel, at least doing it full-time, is a business. So what I'll be talking about here is very much applicable to other businesses as well. So let's start with timing. It's too late to start a YouTube channel. There are already too many YouTubers out there. It's absolutely not too late to start a YouTube channel. Newbies blow up all the time. More people than ever are watching YouTube, and there is so much more information out there now than there's ever been on how to run a channel. So I actually think it's easier now. Like I said, I started uploading consistently not even a year ago, and I am making a better living for myself now than I did back then with my full-time job, with university degrees. And that's not to say that that is going to be the case for everyone, absolutely not, but that is just to tell you that it is possible. And yes, there are thousands and thousands of YouTubers, but none of them are you. It's kind of like making friends in real life. Like, yes, there are millions of people, probably a few hundred or 1,000 in your town at least, but even if you were to meet everyone, you wouldn't click with all of them. You would probably only click with a few. And it's kind of the same thing with YouTubers. Yes, there are thousands of YouTubers we as viewers could be following, but we will only feel that connection with a few, and those are the ones that we choose to follow. Whatever that connection is, we might just think that they are funny or smart, or we might just like their smile. And you too probably have something that others would like that no one else has, and even if you might not even see that for yourself. And also, when is the timing perfect for anything ever, really? Okay, now let's move on to time. I don't have time. So time is about priorities. So technically, I did not have the time for YouTube when I was working my last job, but I took every little moment that I had to try and make this happen. I gave up any social life that I had, which wasn't much, but I gave it up. Everyone around me started calling my desk my cave, because that is where I would spend all of my wake time. I just made it a priority over everything else. And no one added an extra hour to my day. I just made that time. But if you feel like other things in your life are too important to give up, or if you are not able to make sacrifices, then fine. You know, you might not have the time, and this might not be for you. But if you're wanting to go full-time on YouTube, you will definitely need to be prepared to make sacrifices, because it's a lot of work, and that's coming from someone who had 3 jobs at one point, but I've still never worked as much as I do now ever in my life. So Okay, what am I saying? Should you quit your job to pursue YouTube? No, I don't believe that. Most people don't quit everything and start a channel. You can definitely start while having another occupation. You just won't be able to fully dedicate yourself while maintaining a consistent YouTube channel and maintaining your sanity at the same time. But that's how most people start out, by doing it on the side, and that's what I did too. Now let's move on to the final part of the first part of this video, fear. Basically two things. A, I don't have a perfect plan or idea yet, and B, what if I fail? As for A, you will never have a perfect plan or idea. When I'm telling you that people with millions of subscribers don't even know what they're doing half of the time, believe it, they don't. But they don't need to. That is not the driving force. The driving force isn't the perfect plan or idea, and that is not the determining factor for success. It is the hunger. It is the strong desire. Now, that doesn't mean that you should just throw yourself out there and have no idea what you are doing. So I put together some questions that I think can be good to consider. What is it that you want to communicate? Experiences, humor, knowledge within a certain field? What value does this bring to others? Entertainment, a skill, education? What do you want others to feel when watching your videos? Happy, understood, smart? What's important to you? Is it money, authenticity, attention? And I don't think there is necessarily any right or wrong answer to any of these questions. It's whatever floats your boat. In other words, what is your narrative? And again, you don't need to have it perfectly figured out. You never will. I still don't know what I'm doing half of the time. But if you're waiting for your starting point to be perfect before running, you will be standing still forever. Now let's quickly address B, what if I fail? I think the best teacher is failures and wins, and you will not get either if you don't get moving. You need to be willing to be a student. So if failing a test gets you an F, not even taking the test gets you so far below F that it's not even on the scale. That's a whole different kind of grading system. In other words, you're already failing by not even trying. And honestly, the one risk that you should never take is the one of looking back on your life and being filled with regrets. All right, now that we have debunked some of the excuses and I have convinced you to start a YouTube channel, let's move on to part 2 of this video, which is the technical stuff. In other words, gear. Now, one of the questions that I get asked the absolute most is what camera I use, and I get it. It's interesting information and it can be valuable. Now, I put together a list of all of the equipment that I use. It's on my website. I will leave a link for that in the description box if you would like to check it out. Now, I like good gear. I like getting that shallow depth of field. I like those perfectly slowed down shots, and I cannot get that with a smartphone or with just any camera. But I did not have what I have now when I first started out. I started out with what I had, which wasn't much, but it worked. So if you can get the gear that you want, by all means, go ahead. But if you can't right now, don't let that be a hinder. You don't need it. Not all successful YouTubers use expensive gear. Not all of them use heavy editing software. Doesn't David Dobrik still use iMovie to edit his videos? When it comes to making it on YouTube, there aren't exactly any rules. But what I would say is that if you are going to invest in anything, I would say invest in good audio first. Most people are more forgiving of not so good video quality, but not so much with bad audio quality. And you can definitely get fairly good audio for a couple $100s or less. Good audio also tricks the mind into thinking that the picture quality is better too. So now let's move on to the third part of this video, which is growing an audience. Now, obviously, if you did not want views, you would not be on YouTube. You would just be making videos and keeping them to yourself. So when you do share your work and no one watches it, it can be really frustrating. I remember when I first got my 1,000 or even 100 views, and I was ecstatic, but it took some time to get there. Now, Of course, there are some things that you can think of, your title, your thumbnail, and so on, but again, there are no rules. You know, some of the big players here on YouTube use thumbnails that look like photo taken on a 2004 phone and titles that are just strange. At the end of the day, if Lady Algorithm does not want to promote your videos, she will not promote your videos. But one thing that we do know for sure is that Lady Algorithm likes it when her guests stay over for as long as possible. So if people are bouncing out of your videos after just a minute or so of watching, she will not want to promote that. So basically, the longer people watch your videos for, the better. That's why titles that are too clickbaity don't work, because people will see an intriguing title, click on it, watch for a few seconds, only to realize that they are not going to be getting what they came for. So keeping your videos as engaging as possible throughout the video, and most importantly, from the very beginning of the video, is probably the best thing that you can do. And also, of course, you need to be your own #1 marketer, so promote your videos across other social media platforms, ask friends and family to support and share your work. You can also leave comments on other people's videos. Don't spam, but write something interesting and people might be intrigued and want to check out who you are. And sure, YouTube might randomly recommend your content, but you should do what you can to, respectfully, try to get it out there. And now you might be thinking, well, I already do all that. I have good thumbnails, good titles, my videos are engaging, my friends are sharing them, and I'm still not gaining any traction. And you're not alone. There are so many amazing creators out there on YouTube who are not getting anywhere near the amount of attention that, in my opinion, they deserve. But at the end of the day, it's really about patience, consistency, persistence, and luck. There is no denying that luck plays a part in it, so if you're lucky, you'll get lucky. Now let's move on to part 4 of this video. Let's talk about money. So making a living out of YouTube is definitely possible, and you don't need to have millions of subscribers or views to get to a point where you can live pretty comfortably. You know, actually the subscribers don't even really matter unless they are watching your videos, because that is what you get paid for, the amount of views and not the number of subscribers. So I only started monetizing my videos about 7 months ago. Monetizing meaning making money from the ads that play before and sometimes during my videos, because I thought that ads were going to be annoying to people. So I did not have them on for months, which really is not smart. I mean, this is my job, and just like with any other job, I should be making money doing it. But YouTubers often find different income streams because the money that you make from ads fluctuate a lot from month to month, depending on how many views you are getting, how many videos you put out, and so on. So you really can't count on making X amount of dollars from ads each month. And the amount of money that you make from ads also depends on what kind of content that you are making, because not all advertisers pay as much. So basically, for instance, ads related to my content, which are usually companies such as book companies, for example, they pay very little compared to tech companies or finance companies who pay a lot more. So what I make from ads, a YouTuber who makes videos related to finance but who has, I don't know, 1/5 of the views that I have, probably still makes more money than I do from ads. That's why it's a good idea to find other streams of income as well. I, for example, have a Patreon where some of you lovely people support me every single month and help me make what I'm doing possible. And here is a shameless plug. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help enable me keep making these videos, feel free to check out my Patreon page. It is a fun little community, and I post things on there that I don't post anywhere else. We have a book club and so on. So I will leave a link for that in the description box if you want to check it out. Another income stream is sponsored videos, and this was also something that I thought was going to annoy people and something that I put off because of that. And I think that some people still don't really see this as a real job, and therefore they get annoyed when creators seem money hungry or when they do a lot of sponsored videos. But we all want to make money doing our jobs, and there is nothing wrong in doing that if it's done in a fair and honest way. And also keep in mind that a lot of the times a lot of creators turn down a lot of offers and potentially a lot of money. I probably turn down about 98% of all the offers that I get because I want to make sure that I know enough about the products, that I trust it, and that it'll be valuable for you. With that being said, some people will try to sell you anything to make money, so definitely always do your own research first, but that is another topic. Now, there are other income streams as well. I might do a separate in-depth video on that where I kind of break it down. Let me know if you would like that. But regardless of where you get that YouTube money from, patience is a must. You know, if you're starting from zero like I did and like so many other people do, you will not be making thousands or even hundreds of dollars in a long time. So quit if you lose interest, but don't quit because it's been 4 months and you're not making as much money as you wish. Now let's move on to part 5 of this video. Let's talk about mental health, and let's start with negativity or haters or whatever you want to call it. Now, if you do not grow thick skin early on, you will become very discouraged very fast. There will always be someone or someone's whose full-time job is to search the internet and find ways to try and make other people miserable. Don't buy into what they're trying to sell. Just like how you would react if someone rang on your door trying to sell you a bag of negativity, don't open it. Pretend you're not home. Don't let that scare you from creating what it is that you want to create, because it doesn't matter what you put out there. You could be making videos reviewing a piece of gum and someone will write to you that they hate you and that your gum reviewing techniques are the worst thing to happen to you, humanity. Not everyone will like you. In fact, a lot of people probably will not, and that's just how it is. So you just need to ask yourself if you can handle that. Now, on another note, let's talk about positivity. So there are a lot of amazing people on this platform. People who will believe in you, people who will encourage you, people who will want to see you do good. Don't ever take them for granted. I wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for you guys watching and supporting, and you never know how long it'll last. But even when you only have a few people following you, that is still people who saw something in you. So be grateful and allow yourself to think that you have something that these people want to see more of, even if you don't even really know what that thing is. All right, here are some final words. So doing YouTube is a lot more than just having fun with a camera, throwing it into an editing software, posting it, and then getting a bunch of money and attention. There's a ton of work that goes into it, a lot of not so fancy stuff, you know, taxes, accounting, dealing with legal stuff, just like any other business, and a lot of mental and physical stress. I can't tell you if it's going to be worth it for you or not. You need to decide that for yourself. To me personally, like I said, I've never been happier doing anything else. All right, I know that this video was very different from what I usually do, but at the same time, it really wasn't. You know, my videos are really about my experiences and to hopefully help people, and that's what this video was about as well. So if you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up because that will make Lady Algorithm happy. If you would like to see more of my videos, of course, subscribe to my channel and check out the links in the description box. Also, feel free to promote your channel in the comment section. Write a sentence or two about what it is that you are doing. Let's support each other. Let's help each other out. I will definitely be checking out some channels myself and leaving some comments. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in my next one.